Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to stretch it. We're going to be doing a soft smoky eye with a different eyeshadow palette color that you're not used to. It's perfect for fall. Are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. All right, ladies, we're going to be doing a soft smoky eye for mature women. So this is for women 40, 50, 60, 70s, 80s, 90s, because I know you shy away from anything that says smoky, or you think it's going to be too dark, or you think it's going to age you. I want to open up your world in the makeup sector that you can do this. This is really beautiful. It just depends on your technique. You might be heavy-handed. That's why you don't like it. Pull it back. You might not have the right technique. You might be doing the placement wrong. We need to correct that. So I want you to be able to follow along and see. I have not done the smoky eye. I haven't practiced with the new formulation with this Sweet Carol palette, 2 mattes, 1 satin in the middle. So beautiful. So we're going to see how it comes out. Now, this actually looks better right now. I had it actually covered up. So it wasn't going to show up today because this is my new cotton. I just put a little eye makeup remover from Lancome on here. This is the Clodagh I always say it wrong. With the silk, I didn't try it on one of my last videos with you when I said I was going to. It's a little bit thicker than my Eyeshadow. So you know I didn't like the Chanel. I tossed that. I didn't like it. Felt like it was not soft. Then I've been obsessed with the Eyeshadow. But we have a new cotton in town, and this is thicker, and I feel that it's more cushiony than this one. But I don't feel a big difference with the, maybe I do. I don't know. I think it's splitting hairs, but I think you're safe with Eyeshadow or the Clodagh. I love cotton. That makes me feel luxurious. So I wasn't going to show up today because I had this welt. You can see it. And I was getting ready, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to just do a video where I'm not applying makeup. And then I thought, wait a second. I'm not here to give you the highlight reel. I'm not here to pretend and show you only pretty stuff. This is what happens. So we're going to correct it. We're going to work with it. And that's what aging is all about, right? You just keep showing up despite whatever it is. You know, I have a problem here. I think we've related it back to getting filler and what have you back in 2018, 2019. I think I had a lot of inflammation. I've also had to have surgery to cut some like welts out and whatever. Hello, that's not why you do fillers. You don't do it to have to go through cutting and stitches and whatever. So I was like, whoa, not for me. So I'm glad I had this experience though, because it gives me insight. I know exactly what happened with me, whatever. I think it's amazing if you want to do it, but for me, it just didn't work out. So we're going to first start with doing our eye primer. This is our first step that I always do. This is going to prime your eyes. This is my new formulation in the new compact that is just so beautiful. You have the pink with the pearl spray, easy to open. You have more product. I did a larger pour in here for you, so that's even better. It is silky and creamy. It's clean beauty. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. And I'm going to neutralize out my eyes so I can take all this pigmentation away. Then my eyeshadow will stay true. It will look true. And it is really, I always call it like your underwear for your makeup. This is your first step. Eye primer is on. See the dramatic difference? Dark and dreary before, bright and beautiful afterwards. So we're going to now take our brushes. So my Essential Makeup Brush Kit has the brushes in it that are just perfect for you with the names of the brushes on the side. So you're never going to not know which one to use. Actually, this is an old brush, older first model that didn't have it on it. Now my newer ones with the light have it on here. Shadow brush. We're going to use my tapered blending brush. And then I have my short smudge brush. Actually was that one, but here it is. You'll see it's short smudge brush. I like to call it my eraser brush. It like literally will clean up all the mistakes that you make when you're eyeliner, etc. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. So we have this nice matte color. It's really like a plum with kind of a little bit of a brown to it right here. So I want to mix these two, but first I'm going to take the darkest color so I can map out the smokiness, right? So again, you see any creasing, what have you, it's made to wear with eyeshadow. Just pat it down before you put on your eyeshadow. So I'm going to take the eyeshadow, press it into the palette like this. Don't go like this. You are not loading the brush properly. You won't get anything out if you're doing this. So many women, and I mentioned this because I watched it in my classes that I would do, they literally go like this, then blow on it. So they blew all the product off, and then they would go to the eye and they're like, where's product. I'm like, you can't do it like that. You have to load up the brush. If you feel like you have too much, just tap off, but you're not going to get a lot of fallout. You don't want to drag into the product. Again, you're pressing in to pick up the product. You have it on the brush, right? We're going to go right in the middle of the lid like this. See this? Don't worry if you're like, oh my gosh, this is so dark. The concentration of the color is going to be in the middle here. Then what we're going to do is we sweep it down. We sweep it down to the inner corner. Remember, I'm not going too high. That is one of the things that I would see in my classes, that you would go to the eye and you would have so much product on it that it would go above and then it looks like just too much and you just need to pull back a little bit. So intentional, like start learning how to apply it first, then you will feel more comfortable as you see this. This is not how it's going to be when we do the blending brush over. We can wash out this color. We're placing it now. We can wash it so it's really seamless and soft and pretty. Whatever intensity you want, you are in control of your makeup brush, okay? No one else is. You are in the mirror and you're like, you know what? This looks great. You know what? I want some more. Let me go back in. Let me keep layering. Whatever you want to do, you do it. But this is not finished, so you have to trust the process. You have to go through it. We're going to do the left eye. Another technique is when you're going from the palette to your eye, again, pressing down. You want to press it into the skin. You don't want to be going back and forth like this because you know what that's going to do. Push all the product where you don't want it. Press it into the eye. I like to just do the center. Again, you might have more on this one than this one. Okay, no biggie. Go back, add a little bit more so they look like the same concentration. I'm going to take my blending brush now and I'm going to just sweep this out. I want to just soften it in the inner corner here. I'm going to just give it that softness and blending. So I'm not going to have any hard lines. So I can just go like this in the inner corner. I'm still controlling the brush though. I'm not just going, I still wanted to stay on my eyelid here. I just wanted to be softer and come up just a little bit. So again, it's really about diffusing, light touch, diffusing, coming out, swirling it a little bit. So this is where I don't want to have hard edges. I want this all to kind of blend. We're going to be adding a second color to really give a little dimension. A couple techniques that are really, really interesting that I want to show you. So I took the blending brush and I just blended it out. So here we are now, we have one color on. So what I can do is I can take my shadow brush right here, go into the middle color. It's almost like a smoked grape smoky eye. Like that's what it reminds me of. So I can take the middle color here, that's going to be the nice satin, and I can just give it a little highlight. Do you see how we're going to take it from matte to giving it just a little pop right here in the center? You don't have to go over the whole thing. You want to just pop it right here. Another way you can do this too, if you want to have blending it into where the line stops, where the first color stops, you can do that. But I also want to show you, we've done this before with the Tom Ford eyeshadows. I can flip the brush around, go into the lightest color. If you feel like this is too dark and you're like, you know what? I don't know. I think I added a little too much. You don't have to start over. Don't do that. You just can take, it's like a wash. It's like just doing it like a sheer, right? Like a curtain. I'm going to take a little bit of the lightest color. And what you can do is you can really, it's your brow bone color, right? You could do your brow bone, or you can bring it all the way down over. So you're giving it that wash of color. Do you see how it took it down? You can do the brow bone, bring it down, because it's going to give it that nice wash. It's not going to be so pigmented. So a couple different options. Now, of course, we're going to have different looking eyes, but that's okay. Let me correct that in a second. But here we are with a little bit of the pop of the middle color, which I think just always gives that smoky eye a little something. Go back with your blending brush. You can not worry because you have the concentration here. You're just smoothing it out. Then I will take the lightest color and do the brow bone. So I just corrected the eyes so they'll be a little bit more similar, since I was trying to show you two different techniques. Now I can take the darkest color with my short smudge brush, go into the color. And if you want to give that smokiness on the lash line before you do your liner, that's what we can do. You can go right to the base with the color and you can just give yourself that extra level. And you know how I like to come up here. So you're just shading on your lash line. Not a big deal, ladies. This is not a lot of steps. When you have the technique, you need to know the steps in order to get to the finish line, right? So it might seem like it when you are just starting out and you're like, whoa, that's too much. I don't want to do that. When you have that special event, that wedding, that fabulous date, you're going to want to pull out a really beautiful look and you want to practice, because when you do it and you feel incredible, you're going to be like, oh, what steps? That's what I want for you. Just finished up this eye. We're going to take our cotton that we were just using, and this is why we don't do anything underneath the eye. We don't put on any concealer or any foundation, a BB cream or whatever, because I want to clean this up. And what I do is I actually just take one little dot here. This is waterproof, so it is an oil base, so I don't want to put too much oil on, but I go to the end, I just curl it around my finger. I go to the end of my eye, and then I go straight up. So I'm cleaning up just that little bit that might be falling down. Remember, I always want you to be lifting the eye, not coming down. See how this comes down? The pool of the color is all down here. We don't want that because you want to lift the eye. You want this clean, because if not, I go with my concealer, my Just Peachy. It's going to mix in here. What is that going to look like? We're going to have darkness. It's going to be its own color. We're going to say, wait, why do I look like it's not bright underneath my eyes? Because your eyeshadow is now involved in your concealer or your color corrector. See, we have that would have been in your concealer. So this is an approachable, really beautiful smoky eye for fall. I think that it looks beautiful. Wash it down a little bit more, pigment it up just a tad, depending on what you like. I'm going to curl my lashes first before I go into my eyeliner. Lashes are curled. You want them up. You want them shining bright. Even though you think you can't see them, you do have lashes. So I could do two different things. I showed you this in a previous video that I mixed two different eyeliners. I could do dark chocolate underneath the bottom. I could do it on top, add a little bit plum, but I think we're going to go in with our plum today. And we're really going to, I want that beautiful, different smoky eye. This is fun. This is different. It's not your typical, it's not your charcoal, it's not your dark chocolate. Let's go in with plum and really do our technique where we go to the lash line, just like this. You're thickening up the lash line. Get into the lashes, ladies. Don't go above it and take up all this real estate. You're going to get that heaviness. You want to really define the lash line. And then we're going to be doing that technique that I love doing. We would go to the very last lash and then you lift up. You want the eye to come up. You don't want to drag it down. It's not a good look. Because of course, gravity is taking us down. We want to come up and we want our eyes to be lifted. So we're going to do our eyeliner now. We can take the plum eyeliner to balance it out underneath, just like this, about 3/4. And then we can go back with our smudge brush or our little eraser brush and smudge it up. I'm going to just drag the brush just underneath a little bit. It's nice because remember, we had a little bit of the eyeshadow on this for that lash line. So it's going to deposit just a little bit underneath here, not too much, but it's going to give that nice balance. On to our Volume Up mascara. We want to really, this is a really important part when you're doing a smoky eye, is to have the mascara really giving those lashes everything that it can. So this is my Volume Up lash, or my mascara. I go to the base of my lashes, I push down and it lifts my lashes, as in this is a comb. So you have all these little teeth, wiggle back and forth, you're at the base, you almost feel it on your lash line. And you can see like it's literally lifting my lash line. So it has such a great grip on it. And that's what you want, because as we're aging, we have these like baby lashes and we're like, oh, there's no lashes there, or they're super straight. You want every single one. You do not want to miss out on one lash. So I wanted my mascara to be creamy. I wanted it to be working with the wand. So I worked with the engineers to perfect the wand with the formula. Again, a lot of people don't know that your mascara it can't just be any wand. It has to go with the formulation. So that's a very important aspect to my mascara. You can see that the black richness of this mascara really enhances this look. So pretty. So now the best part is going to be perfecting the skin. My favorite thing to do is to go in with my Just Peachy. This is my color corrector, especially when I have things like this. I mean, I could really take my No Redness and pop that little guy right here because it's red today. Please go away. I don't know what you are. I don't want you to develop into anything. So Just Peachy goes to the inner corner here. You can see I have the grays, blues in here, right in here. I want to make sure I color correct. I come underneath the eye, I pull it up because I'm going to blend that in together. And for me, because of my skin and what goes on, I bring it down into a small little triangle. This lightens that area. I don't want to miss this. So I can just go around the No Redness, go up here into that inner corner. Now, I don't want to go too close to my liner, etc. I don't want to mix that in. So you can see that I left a little space there, and I just want to make sure that I blend right up to that area. But this is also another tip for you. When you go to the end and lift up, it's going to crisp up that line that we have coming out also. So this is a really great way to keep lifting the face. So you can see it's lifting up here once we blend. Two ways to blend this in. You can take your foundation buffing brush if you want to, or you can take the concealer wand that I have, which is a dual product. You have concealer on one end, you have a lip brush on the other. It's really up to you. Sometimes this is a lot easier to get, especially when you are doing a smoky eye. You can just drag this right close to that line instead of having a bigger head of a brush. This is a little bit harder, obviously. So you can get more precise going up in here, really making sure that you're going to be blending this out and be able to come underneath the eye right here. So this is Just Peachy. It's not with a concealer or anything. So sometimes I can get away with it, just depending on how my skin is working for that day. But I wanted to show you my concealers that are coming out in October, that I have a light, a fair, and a medium. And I'm going to swatch on my face since I have nothing on my face so you can get an idea of the colors. So I want to put a little concealer over this. This is fair, this is light, and this is medium. So you have the fair, light, and medium. You can use all three depending on your face, how you contour, what have you. You can use just one, you can use two, just depending. But that is what it looks like on my skin if you're going to compare all three colors. So I'm just taking my light concealer on the areas that I feel need a little bit more coverage. It's really right around here, especially this little guy here. And then I will just press it into the skin with my finger, or I can use my foundation buffing brush or my flat foundation brush. So we have the skin looking brighter, more toned, even, especially because I was working with this little thing here. Now we're going to go into our BB cream. This is going to be the showstopper. This is now, I know, don't be upset. Raw material has been an issue as it was before, and that's why we were out of it. But I got a confirmation that we're going to be launching in November. I know, bear with me. It's worth it. Stick with me on this. I mean, I was very disappointed, but what can I do, right? So raw material, I don't have control over, but this is going to be such an amazing formulation for you as a mature woman. I really spent so long working on this. You know that I pulled the one formula that I had because I said, it's not right. I was already to the end. I said, you know what? Everyone's going to kill me, but it's not right. This is not going to work. So I started over. So I know if you want to be mad at anyone, it's me, because this is what happened, but I had to have it perfect. I'm not going to just put anything out there. And I absolutely love this BB cream. So it's going to come in 4 colors to start with. We will build off of that, but it hugs the skin. This is the light that I'm using now. Do you see that we have that nice sheen, that hydration? But ladies, this is not going to stay on the skin like all shiny and like where you feel like it's going to slip and slide. I didn't want that. I don't like that feeling where you feel like there's something heavy on the skin, like you feel hot. You feel like, when's it going to set in? When's it going to settle? This hugs the skin. This blurs the skin. So that's what I really liked. It really will blur your skin and it looks like you're wearing nothing, but you have this really beautiful even tone. So I love that it's not heavy coverage. It's just beautiful. You're going to feel amazing when you put it on, because you're going to feel like, wait, I don't feel like I have anything on. So I'm going to just put this on the rest of my face, get everything nice and even. Now let's just set with a little Nikita banana. You know, I'm going all in, ladies. So if it feels like a lot of steps, this is really, you know, this is exciting. This is an exciting look. I'm going out. I'm going to wear maybe a little black dress. I'm going to have one of my favorite little glass of champagne, you name it. I will be doing it with this beautiful look. Let's also, since we're doing it all, go in with a little creme brulee. This is my hybrid bronzer, super silky, so beautiful on the skin. This melts into the skin. It does have shea butter in it. Again, formulated everything for mature women, for mature skin, because I see it on my Fierce Aging series. And I knew what I wanted. I knew the things that I wanted to perfect, to change. So it's not yellow, it's not orange. This is going to be just really pretty because you have that cream, and these are all different that come. This is a very interesting process in Italy that they do, and you have it with this cream in here. So it's not this just bronzer on your face. So you can put it all over. You can just do it right where you have this cheekbone where you normally do it. Now, I don't want to draw too much attention to my lips. I'm going to do one of your favorite lipsticks, which is going to be Aperitif. It's new for the line. I just love the name Aperitif. I knew I was going to name it that. I'm going to pair it with Cocoa 13, and I'm going to do Silk as my lip liner. Waterproof lip liner, Silk. Look how beautiful. It's like your everyday. If you want to have one pencil and it goes with everything, it's going to be your Silk. Then we're going to apply the Aperitif. Aperitif's on. Then I do a little signature kind of custom color with my Cocoa 13 over it. You can use Champs if you want to. I just want to give that same family vibe. I could go lighter if I wanted to, but I love how it all comes together. I love that this is in the same family. It looks beautiful, approachable, not over the top, not like super heavy. And I guess that could be subjective. You could say, oh my gosh, Nikol, you're wearing so much makeup. What's going on? Or you could be like, oh, that's nice and soft. Or I would wash it out a little bit. Or I would bring down that bone color a little bit. This is something that is going to rock your world, because I know you're not doing it for the most part, going in that little bit deeper. But when you're working in more of that purpley brown, just really pretty, it's more forgiving. It's not blacks, it's not charcoals, it's not going to be heavy for mature eyes. I love this. This is freshly, these are my Velcros. You know that this is what I do. This is how I get the volume. I wash my hair, I blow it out. I do my Zuvi first, then I do my Dyson, then I set this. And this is what I get. And it's really, I'm telling you, it's from the Velcro curlers because it likes to give that height. It gives all this beautiful volume. And this is what I've always done. I cannot do my hair without doing this. So here we go. I could do just a little, if I wanted to, cream blushes come out in October. I could do a little St Barths. See that cheek? We're in that pinky, really beautiful. It looks pretty. Creme brulee's here. St Barths is here. And you see that sheen, you see that hydration. It's not flat. There's no sparkle to this, but it's not flat. It's not dulling down the skin. It's giving you that radiance. You can add as much or as little. You can powder over if you feel like it's too much. But this is a beautiful look, stretching you outside of your typical colors. Maybe you're doing Late Bottled Blonde in the Cabana and you feel safe. I don't want you to feel safe because you're not going to grow with your makeup as you mature and as you really try and see where you can take your makeup. Where's your signature look? Again, we're going to work on that. We're ending the year. I want you to have a really solid signature look to go into 2024. So this is the look. We got the Sweet Carol going on, Aperitif, little Cocoa 13. Tell me what you think, ladies. Do you love this look? Is it something that you're going to try? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your combinations. I can't wait to hear it. And until my next video, I'll see you later.